Hey everyone, it's Captain Chandler with your police department here with Rich, and we're here with your weekly update about all the good stuff that's been happening in our community related to your police department and our officers out there serving each and every day to keep this community as safe as we can. But welcome everyone. I see John joining in, and also Debbie as well joining in, and Bernard. So we're grateful to see each of you chiming in this morning as we go over the stats and what we have coming up. But it's been a pretty busy week for us with different events, which we're always grateful to be a part of. Pictures up here are from Red Ribbon Week, where we have partnered with Mount Juliet Middle School, their 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. And we came out and gave a talk for about 30 to 40 minutes just on what we see with dangers of drugs in our community, and really talking about the dangerous aspect of fentanyl, which causes a lot of overdoses across our nation, and is giving those warnings and what we do as a police department to combat the fentanyl throughout our community, and also what we do to respond to overdoses and save people's lives, and that process and the process of our investigators to go after those who distribute these dangerous drugs to people who may be addicted to such drugs. So we were grateful to be a part of this effort, Red Ribbon Week, with the schools. They've been going over different things throughout the week, and we were that special presentation. K9 Citron was out with Officer Brown as well. We got to present on what that K9 unit does. So very, very cool stuff. And then also today we had Mount Juliet High School's JROTC here. They come every year, the seniors. They basically do an exercise here, a run or a jog, and then we tour them around headquarters, show them our equipment, speak with them for a little bit. It's always a good time. Major Antilli does great mentorship to those students and gears them up for success. And Rich, what I like to hear, I asked each one, there was 12 students there, what their future was after high school and when they graduate, and each had a plan in place. We have some going into the military, some are going straight into college, and some are going straight to the trade. And it's always nice to hear from our young people as they begin to graduate high school what their plans are in life. So pretty inspiring. We have great, great students in Wilson County, great teachers, great administrators, and just grateful for all the mentorship that they provide our young people in the community. So awesome stuff. Rich, are you still there?
I am.
Okay, good deal. Awesome. Just making sure you're still alive on me. Then a big game tonight at Green Hill High School with Mount Juliet High School and Green Hill High School competing for the Mayor's Cup. It's the first thing that we've never had before in the community. I guess with this rivalry with two high schools in the city limits, there is a Mayor's Cup. So there is Mayor Manis there with the cup, and then the winner will get this trophy at their school for the bragging rights. But we just wish both teams the best of luck in the competition tonight, friendly competition tonight. And our police department will be out there assisting with traffic. We will also be out there with our mayor and the cup out on the football field, keeping track of everything. And they're just to serve. And if there's any need for us to help with traffic here or there, we're going to be there to do what we can to keep traffic moving. It'll probably be pretty busy, just considering both of the high schools in the city limits have a big football game tonight. And we will be working to move traffic, but also the schools have opened up extra parking. So if you need to park, you can't find parking close to the school, you can go to W.A. Wright Elementary, which is off of Marketplace up there, use their parking lot. And then the school system has 2 buses running to shuttle folks around. So Rich, I thought that was a great idea that they were doing that. It was nice to hear such as they move people around for good parking and whatnot. Are you going to be out there, Rich?
Yeah, I'll be out there tonight with one of the trucks, and one of my partners will be out there with the other truck, and hopefully helping out with traffic. Have a good night.
I gotcha. So Green Hill High School or MJHS? That's a hard one for you.
No, I'll reserve my judgment for later.
Gotcha. And you actually live in Wilson Central High School's district.
I do.
Right. Got it. And I went to Mount Juliet High School, and that's where I graduated from. not the nice new building, but the one on Mount Juliet Road, right? That's now a middle school. So it's hard. I'm torn. I really am. But the good thing is it's nice to see both athletic teams do really well and their programs do really, really well. And they got great coaches, great staff, and it will truly be an awesome game just to see it. Hopefully this friendly rivalry will continue year after year, right? As everyone goes out and tries to get that Mayor's Cup this evening. So good stuff. How's our weekly update look?
So far, so good. We're covering the week of October the 20th through the 26th, getting right into our numbers. We had 836 police calls, 83 fire calls, 15 crime reports, 92 arrest charges, 386 traffic stops, 204 citations, 38 non-injury crashes, and 5 injury crashes.
Those crashes just continue to kind of hover in the 30s these days, don't they?
Yeah.
To the 40s. So we're trying to get that number down as best as we can. We always talk about this, but our crashes are related to a lot of rear end crashes or crashes in parking lots, low speed, distracted driving, inattentive driving type crashes. And our officers are out there actively enforcing the hands-free law. So your phone can't be in your hand. So if you're on it, you have to use a Bluetooth. You definitely can't text or watch TikToks, YouTubes, browse your Twitter or Facebook while you're driving down the roadway because it's dangerous. And when your attention is not focused on the road ahead, when people brake quickly, you can end up rear-ending that person. And that's what we see. We don't want to see crashes. We don't want to see people injured. And we really don't want to have to write a bunch of citations. But if our officers see it, they will make a stop. And if they think a citation needs to be issued, they'll use that discretion and issue one if they want to. But please just drive safe when you're out there. And let's do what we can as a community to lower that crash rate.
And into the crime reports, we had 5 property damage, 4 fraud, 4 theft, and a couple family disturbances this week.
All right.
And on the arrest charges, some good proactive numbers here this week. 18 driving on suspended revokes, 15 simple possession of drugs, 14 no DLs, 12 warrants, 11 possession of drug paraphernalia. And you see the rest there. And we've been seeing that move over law pretty consistent there on the bottom the last several weeks. That one's a little disheartening. I wish we would never see that one, but that one's been staying pretty consistent the last several weeks.
Yeah, it's interesting too, Rich. All those statistics at the top are related to proactive activity work of our officers, right? They find people driving on suspended through their proactivity. The same with possession of drugs, no driver's license, and 12 people with warrants in a week in our community. That's all from the proactive work of the department. And I have some interesting statistics here. And our proactive work accounts for 47% of our crime rate and our crime statistics in the community. That's a lot. And when our officers are proactive, it does generate a crime stat that goes against our crime rate, right? So it can be a bit deceiving in understanding crime and the different rates in a community. You have to truly take a deep dive into the data to understand it. But we're one of the highest agencies around when I looked at the type of proactivity work and stats that you see, but 47% of the crime stats that are generated are from proactive work. Our crimes against persons only accounts for 14% of the crime in the community, and our crimes against property accounts for 38% of the crime in the community. Back in 2021, we had 54 violent crimes, and we cleared 70% of them. And our overall number of crimes dropped 2.75% from 2020 to 2021. Our crimes against property dropped 20%, and our crimes against persons dropped 10%. So pretty interesting.
And then moving on to our neighborhood and school zone traffic enforcement. Nichols Vale, Stone Hollow, Park Glen, Willoughby Station, Sunset Drive, Jackson Hills, and of course all the school zones. 45 stops, 35 citations, and 3 arrests.
Good work.
And on the Guardian Shield program, 135 stolen cars, 61 stolen plates, and 94 wanted persons since the program has been in place.
Very cool. They're catching a lot of stolen cars and wanted people off that system. It's doing amazing work for the community. But 135 stolen vehicles in a matter of almost 2 years, driving through the community, alerted by Guardian Shield, and our officers get a stop on it. So great stuff.
That's what I got for you
What
on
you got?
stories.
Great. Always get questions about Halloween. The majority of Mount Juliet celebrates that on Monday, October 31st. So that's when we recommend trick-or-treating out there. That's when we will have a lot of officers out working. And we simply just recommend the time of 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. You can always start early. And we, really I don't think people want you knocking on their door any later than 9 p.m. But we definitely don't expect anyone to go up until 9 p.m. We just like to give a nice 4-hour window of when we expect trick-or-treating in the community. But you need to be safe. We will have a lot of officers out working that evening, and we basically triple the patrol staff that we have normally on any given evening. And our officers will be passing out reflective wristbands and also light up wands is the best way I can explain it. But instead of doing glow sticks, we have LED flashing wands that we'll be handing out. So should be a great time. It always is in the community. It's always a safe time, but it's safe because of the measures that our community members take, right? So you always want to be sure that children can see out of their costumes. You want to be sure they're visible with a flashlight, something reflective or something that lights up. They need to go in groups. They need to have parental supervision. And if there's any crossing of roadways, always stop, check the road, and then cross. So we don't have any vehicles that may strike anyone. And that is the biggest threat on Halloween night is pedestrian crashes, where a vehicle doesn't see a pedestrian and they both come in contact with each other. So we're doing what we can to try to prevent such. And if you're out driving around on Halloween evening, definitely in a neighborhood, reduce your speed well below the speed limit. Pay attention. There could always be a trick-or-treater that is out running around and involved in all the excitement. It may not be looking both ways before they cross the roadway. So we just want everyone to be safe, and we will be out and having fun with everyone as well. Good deal. How's our weather looking, Rich?
Looking pretty good. It's going to be a little wet come through Saturday and Sunday and part of Monday. Most of the rain, most likely chance of rain is going to be Sunday, Saturday night and the Sunday morning and Sunday evening. Monday morning, they're saying we might have a little bit of chance of some showers, but Monday night for trick-or-treating should be pretty nice. Not terribly cold Monday night for Halloween. They're saying low in the low to mid 50s for Monday evening. But for today and this evening for the football game, it's going to be really nice out. It's going to be upper 40s to low 50s for the football game. Real good football weather tonight.
Right, absolutely. Looks like a great evening and into the weekend. We do have some rain, but that'll clear up by trick-or-treating time, and it'll be a typical good weather evening for normal October trick-or-treating in Tennessee. So good stuff. I see some comments here. If you have any questions, just type those in the comments. Also on Halloween, we will have trick-or-treating available at our police headquarters. It'll be open. We will have staff and volunteers here handing out candy or the glow light up sticks and reflective wristbands. So you can always stop by when you're out traveling and grab some candy from police headquarters. They always enjoy it. We have some staff members that really like to get into the Halloween spirit, and they dress up a lot. I think Anna, one of our dispatch supervisors, will be out as well. And at the Halloween in the park, when we had our tent set up, she was dressed in a costume and all the makeup and everything, and very, very detailed. So it was always neat to see and have fun with. And Facebook, I think, is doing something weird on the comments, Rich. I don't know if you see it, but it says just like user. So I don't really see any names on certain things. So it's kind of hidden. But if you have something, just type it in the comments. We're looking forward to tonight's game. We want everyone to be safe at tonight's game, as it is a rivalry game, and there's no reason to make it unsafe, right? Everyone should have good, safe, fun, and good, positive rivalry. And that's what we are continuing to promote. What's your evening look like, Rich?
Well, I'll be getting out working the road this evening, helping up there at the game and having a good night.
Yeah, we'll have a couple officers extra working that area. I think we staffed 4 others. We got you out, your team members, and reserve officer myself will be out that way. And then we also have someone with our CEU team. Officer Drake and Officer Fikowski will be out as well. So it'll be a good game. I'm looking forward to watching both teams play. And again, it's hard to pick a team you want to root for. I want to root for both. So if I had like a T-shirt on, I was wearing, there'd be split in half. There'll be MJHS on one side and Green Hill High School on the other. And Rich, you're still torn. So, and Bobby has a question about the noise ordinance in the city. So, Bobby, if you have that, type it in. I'll do our best to get that. If you do not want to ask it here, you can always email myself or Rich, and I'll just type my emails in the comment. But we do have a noise ordinance in the community. There's one that takes place at a certain time period, depending on what day it is. But there's also one that's in effect for at all times, where it just can't be so loud or disruptive that it affects others. Now, where we do see some confusion is maybe noise emitting from a property that is not in our city limits, but next to the city limits. If that's the case, we still do not have jurisdiction over that. Any property that is considered county property that is not our jurisdiction. Question from Keith here. Is there anything that can be done about the construction equipment bringing mud and rocks onto Clemens? Several large rocks earlier this week. So Keith, thank you for that information. That stretch of Clemens is county road, but we're still going to reach out and see what we can do about the construction equipment bringing those mud and rocks onto Clemens. So I appreciate that comment. Let me get that one noted, Rich, about Clemens, if you didn't take that note.
Yeah, I got it.
Cool. Awesome. Anything else, type it in the comments. We'll be glad to get to it. And if we don't have much questions coming in, we will wrap it up. Thomas just chiming here, thanking us for what we do, and we do not get thanked enough. Thank you, Thomas. We have a great team here at Mount Juliet, and they are always out there working hard. It's amazing when I see the amount of proactivity that our officers do compared to other cities that are larger than us and have more police officers than us. And it's just shocking to me. But they work hard to keep this city as safe as we can. We are surrounded by areas that are not as safe. And the majority of the arrests that are made, they are of people who are not from our community. So it's just very, very interesting. A lot of our crime stats are driven by shoplifting. You know, just last year with shoplifting, we had 173 arrests, but the year before in 2020, we had 298. It dropped 42%. You know, and that just goes to show we're being proactive. Our Guardian Shield system is a good deterrent because the criminal element knows that we have it. They know that we use it. And when we happen to come across those we arrest, they say they should have never went to Mount Juliet and their friends warned them not to come here. So that is always interesting. Charles here. How about unlicensed motorists on motorcycles? It's not quite sure what the question is, but you do have to have a license to drive on motorcycles, and our officers do enforce that. We do run into some difficulty where motorcycles don't always stop for the police, and that is a vehicle that we are not going to chase, especially if it's for a traffic violation. It's just too dangerous. But yeah, you definitely have to have a license to drive any motor vehicle on our roadways. But all good questions. Thank y'all for asking those. Good stuff. I'm just going to scan just to be sure I didn't miss anything. Doesn't seem like I did. Cool. I guess we'll close it out. Rich, you have any parting words?
Let's say hi to my buddy Tommy. I was excited to see him there, Tommy Mullen.
Okay. How do you know Tommy?
Oh, he and I go way back to the day when we used to work security downtown together.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Well, it's always nice to come across folks, you know, on our live broadcast for sure. Awesome, folks. Well, good luck to both teams tonight, Mount Juliet High School and Green Hill High School. They'll be competing in that Mayor's Cup this evening. We'll be out assisting with traffic. If you need anything, just give us a call. Like always, we appreciate the support from our community. We'll always work hard to maintain such support. So be safe, have a good weekend, and we will all see you soon. Take care.